Anything this heart can ever discern, God can do. In fact, if he cannot do it, it will never show up as an imagination. What God can never do, a problem God can never solve, I've never crossed the mind of Satan. So for any problem Satan releases, there is a solution before. The Bible said Jesus was killed before the foundation of the world. That means before sin appeared, solution is there. So before a man was sin, blood is shed. And it only took a physical manifestation. Blood is already shed. We are dealing with a God. Whilst you are crying, your solution is in his hands. So he will meet Gideon and say, go in this thy might. He said, where from all the miracles we heard from our father? The angel is standing there. He said, God has chosen you. And he said, okay, pour oil on me, lay hands on me. He said, no, go in this your mind. Everything in you, God will touch it and multiply it. Go in this your mind. Something is already in you. We are going to pray to the God that nothing is too hard for him. There is no reason why there shouldn't be manifestation. We have tried to calculate our walk with God by our human experiences. So by human experience, you must go through process. But we have seen a God without sex put a child.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do you see what he told Sarah? A year by this time I will return. That means it will not sex that will bring you the pregnancy. I will return. Oh, Jesus. Solomon had a dream. The experience of Solomon with God was in a dream. In a dream, he said, I've made you wise. He woke up in the morning, he was wise. I'm trying my best to know him. So Apostle Paul went to heaven and said, I know a man who accessed the third heavens and saw things unspeakable, but came back and said, that I may know him. The more you know him, the more you want to know him. Amen. He's a life changer. He's a destiny transformer. He's a prophecy fulfiller. He is the dead raiser. He is the sick healer. He is the changer of situations. Your life will not go through the process my life went through. He is God, all by himself. How he dealt with Jephthah is different from how he dealt with Gideon. How he dealt with Gideon is different from how he dealt with David. How he dealt with David is different from how he dealt with Moses and Noah. How he dealt with Abraham is different from how he dealt with Melchizedek. Everybody different. Melchizedek is a pastor, a priest. Nobody knows where he's coming from. In a day, he meets a man that gives him 1/10 of a whole city's prosperity. So you are a pastor and you think you'll be poor forever.
No, sir. No, sir.
Melchizedek is minding his business. One day meets Abraham, and the tithe he went home with was the whole treasure of Sodom and Gomorrah. 1/10 of the treasure of Sodom and Gomorrah combined together. That is how one day, with your service to God as a pastor, you can wake up one day, your whole life will turn around. I just want to know. So when he became flesh and blood, he came back and said, with men some things are impossible, but with God all things. Anything this mind can capture, God can do. Paul said that a messenger of hell buffeted me. A thorn was placed in my body. He said, I prayed to the Lord 3 times, and the Lord said, my grace is sufficient for you. Then Paul continues to say that his power is revealed in my weakness. Therefore, from today, I will glory in my weakness. Anytime I have a problem, I'll be happy because that problem will attract his power. He said, from today, I will rejoice over my infirmities. I won't count my testimonies. I won't count my miracles. I'll start counting my problems because every problem attracts the power. Is there anything too hard for me? Nothing is too hard to a point that he could kill himself for you. So he said that if he who did not spare his own son for your sake, will he not give you all things by his son? Nothing is too hard for him to a point that he killed himself for you. So is there any other thing he will not do? The thing you are looking for is not hard for him. The issue is time. And now by his sacrifice on the cross, he has declared every year the acceptable year. So 2021, God has accepted that you must prosper. 2022 is an accepted year that you must prosper. 2023 is an accepted year that you must prosper. We have entered the acceptable year of the Lord. So in this realm and in this dispensation, we don't look for another time. We have entered the acceptable year. Before Jesus died, People were timed. But after he resurrected, we have been declared that we have entered an acceptable year. Every year is good for your blessing.
Amen.
God is not waiting for 10 years from now. No. So now the issue is that the work and the thing he must do for you is not the problem. Time too is not the problem. So what is happening now? What is happening now is that some people have not engaged him yet. For him, every time is your time now. So if it will take you 5 years to really engage him, it's your time. For anybody looking for money, you are about to talk to a God who made fish produce money. Please believe him. Believe him. You are looking for provision for anything at all. You are about to talk to a God who made manna fall. And the Bible said that it was the bread of angels. So God denied angels bread and brought it to men. As far as men are in need, angels must not chop. When a prophet was in need, the Bible said ravens brought him bread and meat. Go and check the meaning of ravens. Ravens means unkindness. So he looked through all animals that have the nature not to do good, were supplying food morning and evening to a prophet. When a man of God was left in the middle of a sea, he commanded the whale to swallow him, and the whale moved him from the middle of the sea straight to the shore and vomited him out. And whales have more than about 500 degrees Celsius in their body. How did Jonah survive? Even 100 degrees Celsius boiling water. But a man entered 500 degrees Celsius to 1000 degrees Celsius and came out unhurt. And will a fish risk his life coming on the land? Because a few minutes on the land it will die. But the animal came on the land, vomited him. Whether it lived again or not, nobody knew. And the whole city saw that a fish has vomited the man and the man is alive. So they decided that any message you are bringing, indeed you are coming from the God. We will listen to any message that you have for us. We have never seen a man swallowed in the belly of a fish and come out. You want to go far? Don't go far. A poisonous snake bites Apostle Paul, shakes the snake into fire. They are waiting for him to swell. He didn't swell up. They say you were God. That God is still alive. That God. One prayer. Lord, do it. I know you can. There was a missionary called Livingstone. I was reading about him. Entered a village in Africa, wanted to preach to them. And then there was a lion tormenting the village. And this man consumed with the gospel so much that so long as he is on assignment for God, he cannot die. Then Livingstone confronts the lion and kills the lion for the villagers. That was how the villagers accepted his message. St. Francis was talking to animals, and animals could share their passion with him. So every animal St. Francis will meet and talk to, the animal will tell St. Francis all his desires. There were men that took the gospel too serious, and there are those that are only doing business with the gospel. But there are those that really took the life of God serious. The whole Thomas we see in Bible went to India. He was the only one that went to India to send the gospel there. They told Thomas that if the gospel is true, that Jesus died and rose up, do something. Thomas said it's simple. He took water, threw the water. He said, I'm throwing the water up. It won't come down again. If he stays there, that means Jesus resurrected. Took the water, threw it up. The water stayed there. That was how India received the gospel. It had to take strange miracles for the city of Benin to give up on witchcraft and follow Benson Idahosa. I'm telling you, our God is alive. We have watered him enough, but let's give him another chance. Faith is risk. Let us just risk our lives. Let us risk our reputation. At least let us try God to our world, that this God we have believed is a life changer. Nothing is too hard for him. Let us try. Some of you should go out boldly after today and start declaring solution, because you know Jesus has done it. Let us just risk. That's the only way the world will know that he's alive. We are going to pray a soulish prayer. When I talk about a soulish prayer, you are praying a prayer with understanding that God, I know you will do it. Such prayers come from your spirit. I know you will do it. I will not ask this twice. It shall be done this week.
In the name of Jesus.
I will not ask this twice. It shall be done.